First, I think it is good for also parents to understand the national and international regulations that govern the stay of children in states. For instance, the International Labour Organization under the Conventional Act of 182 clearly stipulates the different works or labor works of these children that are not supposed to be there. And in one of their acts, they speak about entertainment. And entertainment in form of children either being used or being forced to consume what is not of their age. And at this particular place, we are aware, I think also it will be very good for the government, as much as they're putting pressures, and they also should be able to understand and filter a lot of content that will be absorbed at a click of a button by children. And these things may involve dirty music that we've had over time. And I think that the public also is aware, and it tries as much as to push for such kind of content to be pulled down. It will impact them very greatly, and especially their sexuality when you talk about pornography, because it is an issue that parents must be very keen at, because children will access, and when they access, it will tamper with their sexuality, and this will birth a lot of immoral acts such as teenage pregnancy and underage sex, which is a crime in the country. So I think in this time, children are at the mercy of the parents' regulations for consuming content on the internet and even the media stations. Access to phones depends on the style of parenting and the stage of development that the child has reached. I mean, when children are given phones and their stage of development is not yet for them to use the phone. I mean, you cannot give a phone to, when a child has not reached a place where he cannot use logic to operate or reason out. For me, I wouldn't give such a child a phone. And more of the years for children to use phone logically, the years recommended for children to use phones, I think it's 12 years and above. And the parenting style, the parent should be close to the children and guide the children how to use the phone slowly by slowly, so that the children can be able to differentiate morality and immorality that the phone can lead them into. And so you find those responsible parents who have done and followed the right parenting styles, their children have no problem using phones, because they will use phones even to have meetings with other children, that I mean Zoom, and they can be able to access educational content on the internet, and they can also use their social media platforms to empower and reach out to other children. So those are parents who have understood the right way to guide a child to use the phone. But there are these other parents that they just leave the phone at the mercies of their children. And so even if the child uses the phone for anything, they don't really follow up. They just assume that the child is okay and is doing the right thing, and they cannot be able to know some of the information that the parent think the children may not have. And yet in most cases, children access a lot of information even than the parents know.
Time to take a breather, but don't go too far. We'll be back with more.